in need of an energy source. Land is barren.
What do you need, man?
Who are you?
I'm a genie.
You're a genie. What do you do?
I'll give you anything you want.
I need a good energy source that can help my country quickly.
Well, say less.
What's this?
It's coal.
What is coal?
To sum it up, it's carbonized methane that along with pressure, heat, and time, turn into that.
Wow. How do I turn this into energy?
Well, you burn that in a furnace. And once you burn it in a furnace, you release heat. And this heat heats up water. The water evaporates and turns into steam. And this steam then goes to a turbine, which turns it and powers the generator. And the generator generates electricity, and this electricity is what consumers like you would use.
How does the energy get to the people though?
Electricity is transmitted from the power plant to a substation via high voltage transmission lines. From the substation, it's then transmitted to places like your homes, businesses, and other places through low voltage transmission lines.
It can't be that easy though. What do the people need to do to have this energy source all around the world?
All you need is power lines. Usually, in many places, people live in areas where there's already an existing power grid that's connected to the substations, which is connected to the power plants.
I see, but my country really doesn't have enough money for infrastructure. How does that work?
Well, on average, it will cost you about $50 million because you have to account for things like the cost of mining equipment, you have to pay the workers who are mining the coal in your coal mine, and also infrastructure like power lines.
How much does it cost to run and maintain? That must cost a lot of money.
Well, it all depends on the power output of the coal plant. But on average, it usually costs around $30 per megawatt hour to run or maintain your coal plant.
How much money will it save the people if we use coal?
Coal is the world's dominant fuel source, as it powers over 1/3 of the world. For consumers, if they're situated near areas with an abundance of coal, they can experience relatively cheap prices. For companies, on the other hand, it's costly both in terms of the initial investment and in the long term.
At Carbon Care Industries, we power the world with an energy source that is abundant, inexpensive to extract, and capable of generating massive amounts of power, which is coal. Here at Carbon Core Industries, we know coal is a finite resource, but it remains a crucial pillar of global energy. At Carbon Core Industries, we are working to make coal cleaner, safer, and more efficient for the future. Invest in proven energy. Invest in Carbon Core. With vast coal reserves, we have a stable and reliable energy supply, unlike wind and solar, which depends on the weather. Coal provides consistent power day and night at a low, cheap cost.
But we acknowledge the challenges. Coal emits major greenhouse gases and contributes to acid rain. Additionally, mining and burning coal have significant environmental impacts, affecting land, air, and water quality, the big three. We also recognize the risks to workers. Mining can be dangerous for miners, but we are committed to investing in advanced safety protocols and modern equipment to protect them here at Carbon Core Industries.
Thanks, Keegan. And now, let's move on to the economic impacts of coal. Firstly, coal provides jobs for millions of people across the United States, and it also generates billions of dollars through tax revenues, which is used to fund various things, including developments in civil infrastructure. In addition to this, coal is also one of the cheapest forms of generating electricity, and as a result, many developing countries rely on this to progress their economies and improve the quality of life for their citizens. For example, China, one of the biggest players in the global economy, relies on approximately 60% of its electricity, which fuels its massive manufacturing sector, which helps stabilize the global economy. In addition to this, in many places, coal is domestically sourced, and this reduces the reliance on foreign imports, for example, of oil and natural gas. And this makes the nation more independent when it comes to energy. An independent energy grid is a secure energy grid, and a secure energy grid is a strong national defense. As an added bonus, coal plants are less susceptible to cyber attacks than other renewable sources of energy are.
You might be asking, how does coal impact the climate? Coal has major impacts on the climate since carbon is released when burned, and when it is released into the atmosphere, it is brought down near the poles, which it heats up. You see, how does it impact people? When coal is burned, there's a lot of pollution, air pollution that is released into the atmosphere, other than carbon. And when that gets into our lungs, it can cause respiratory issues and cardiovascular issues. You might be asking, how does it affect the land? It impacts the land through clear cutting and mountaintop removal, since both of these need restoration acts. And because it clear cuts, there's clear cutting involved, there's an increase in sediment runoff, which can cause more water pollution. And like I stated before, there's a lot of air pollution due to coal being burned, and it also affects the animals in marine ecosystems, since the increase in sediment runoff can cause more and more damage to their ecosystems.